Welcome. I have been telling you that I'm passionate enough about children, ensuring that our kids are being taken care of and are being brought up in a good environment, which is stress-free, disease-free, and whereby the children are able to interact with fellow children for their better growth and development. And that's why we say that when malnutrition occurs, in most cases, it affects both physical and functional systems. It affects both physical and cognitional functions of the child. When a child is being affected by malnutrition, he or she's unable to play with other children well, socialize. Some of the time you get that they are aloof or they are standing alone. They don't want to be disturbed. So for today, we are going to learn how much do you think you know the different types of malnutrition and their causes. We have discussed a lot, and there's some more information I'm going to let you know today. So the causes may be diverse. One, from how the baby takes the food. Number two, through infections. Maybe the baby also can be born with malfunctions, whereby maybe the baby has club foot, the baby has organs, some other organs are not functioning well, cleft palate, cleft lip, whereby the baby is not able to swallow the food well or to breastfeed well. So some other organs you get that they are not well formed, especially you get some mothers when they are pregnant, they are not able to take enough supplements, and with a result we get that the baby is born with no enough body functions. For example, the baby can have cleft palate or cleft lip. Why am I associating with cleft lip and cleft palate? It's because the baby is not able to take enough food as required. Sometimes the baby can be taking food while some other food is being dropping down. Or if the baby is breastfeeding, he or she is unable to breastfeed well and swallow the food well. So I will say I have a good grasp of various types and causes of malnutrition in children. So the various types, as we had discussed, is about wasting of the baby, stunting of the baby. The baby, you get that the weight is low for the age, and at the same time you get that the baby is unable to feed well, simply because he has such a condition like marasmus or kwashiorkor. This is because the baby is taking insufficient intake of nutrients in the food. Nutrients like more of proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, and also fats, whereby the body has to balance with. And at the same time, you can get the baby is having infections like TB, infections like heart conditions, infections like HIV. In most cases, those parents who are affected by HIV, they have low socioeconomic status. They cannot afford to buy enough food for the baby, and the baby ends up being malnourished because already the mother is being malnourished. So that could be also one of the causes. And the poor feeding practices, as we had said, that is kuchanganya mbegu saba kama borage for the baby, is not ideal because it doesn't add value to the baby. Instead, you get that the baby ends up having iron deficiency, anemia. And sometimes socioeconomic factors can play a role, whereby some people or some parents, they overfeed their babies, ending up having obesity. So, obesity in some incidences can attract some other diseases. Hypertension in kids, diabetes in kids. You can imagine as early as maybe age of 1 year or below 1 year, a child having diabetes. It's really quite critical and complex, because taking care of that baby is really needs a lot of work to do. And that's why some of the children die unrecognized of diabetes or hypertension. The key role here is just proper nutrition. Let it be at the center of our mind so that we are able to control some other issues like that. Also, we get some people or some children, they get some wounds. Each and every time they are being brought to the hospital, being nursed of the wounds. It's really unfortunate. They walk from one hospital to another, one clinic to another, one doctor to another. At the end of the day, they don't achieve. Some of them end up losing their children. Reason being, that child was never screened for what? For TB. Because some TB can present as an ulceration or wound, which is never getting treated or cured completely because it hasn't gotten its drugs. So, I encourage mothers, caretakers. I emphasize on, once you see there's a wound you are nursing and still there's no change in it, bring the baby to the hospital. Let the baby be screened well. Let the caretakers be screened well. And even the surrounding children and neighbors be screened well, to save our nation, to save our children. At the same time, you get that there are some mothers. Yes, it starts from when the baby has been conceived. Some mothers, they have some uterine fibroids. And these fibroids, yes, they are those normal fibroids. And to some extent, some fibroids are not normal. Whereby we need to do further investigation on that to screen for TB. Many have given birth to baby who have TB. And some of their parents, like mothers, have died because of TB, just unrecognized. I'm creating awareness to you and get to know that screening is very paramount, because we are able to eradicate this deadly disease like TB, and this TB or kifua kikuu yenye inaweza lead to malnutrition. Now, malnutrition, mal meaning it brings along many other diseases and the causes. So the end result is not good. Okay, there's another cause whereby we can say children being treated mumps each and every day. How can your baby get treated for mumps today, next week mama, next month also mumps? Have you taken a keen interest to go and ask your doctor, daktari, na je, kwa nini mtoto wangu kila ujami na mtipu na hii mumps anapata dawa, mara amelazwa anapona, lakini bado kidogo tu hiyo mumps inatokea? So sometimes you may confuse hiyo mumps na nini, na kuna aina fulani ya TB inatokea kama mumps. Uvimbe hapa kwa shingo ama hapa chini. So tafadhali, wazazi wenzangu, wamama wenzangu, all the caretakers, all working ladies and moms and fathers, let us take a keen interest and concern to check our babies' whereabouts, and also to do even screening while at home, and unless your baby, how is my baby? And that's why some parents, they get that their children being abused, not knowing that the process of being abused started long time ago. But if you take it as a routine, you keep on checking your baby, make your child or your children a friend. He's able to tell, no mom, this and this has happened, ama fulani amefanya hivi na hivi. Ama sometimes you get some house help, they beat them and scorn them that not to tell you as parents. So let us take keen interest on that, so that at the end of the day, we are able to take care of our kids well. Thank you for understanding. And where I need to enlighten you about the supplements we need to give our baby, because in most cases these children develop vomiting and diarrhea. To some other cases, they can develop what we call fevers, and sometimes it can be persistent. That's the diarrhea and vomiting. So when the baby is having diarrhea and vomiting, kindly ensure that there is proper hygiene. And if the baby is breastfeeding, ensure the baby breastfeed enough, and continuous breastfeeding is recommended. At the same time, while at home, you can use an equal amount of salt and sugar in a 500 ml of water. You dilute it and give it to a baby just slowly, so that to make sure the micronutrients are not lost from that baby. Failure to do so, it makes the baby to be dehydrated, and to some extent, by the time the baby comes to the hospital, it's very late. You are not able to help that kid. Maybe we will try to secure an IV line so that we get to give the fluid to that baby. It's difficult because some of them come in shock. Kindly make our work easier as healthcare workers. It's your priority and your duty to take care of the babies well.